Hi, welcome to Cosmetiqua.com YouTube channel. My name is Yana, and in this video we'll be discussing Queen of Silk from Creed, to be released in spring 2024. Right now we have January, and I already have a bottle of this baby right here. So I'll tell you what it smells like. Should you buy it? Do you need it? Should you get excited and rush to the store as soon as it's released to the public? Let's see. First things first, let's talk about packaging. Standard white Creed box, nothing special about it, no surprises. A violet label that corresponds to the color of the bottle. The glass is transparent, it's violet with a purplish undertone, it looks very pretty. It's 75 ml, there's also going to be a 30 ml bottle available when the perfume comes out. And it's the standard Creed shape. There used to be a feminine and a masculine Creed bottle shape. Now they've adopted a universal shape. It's this one. It's going to be used for all the feminine and the masculine and the unisex perfumes Creed is going to be releasing. Second, the notes. What will you smell when you spray Queen of Silk? The violet color of the bottle, the words Queen and Silk, all of that hints at something very feminine and corresponds to iris, because iris definitely has violet color in perfumery. As soon as you see a violet bottle, it's almost always going to be a perfume with a prominent iris note. Is it in here? When you first spray Queen of Silk on, let's do that, it smells fresh. There is that bit of bergamot citrusy freshness and something very fruity like maracuja, really juicy and nice. There is also an aspect of cherry, so that means there is tonka bean in it, and also something scratchy that starts to come through, and that scratchy part for me is saffron. Saffron is very prominent. It's there always from the first second, maybe from the second, and it cuts through the whole composition. So for me, the first impression of it was, oh, it's a deep, dark cherry with saffron. Something I actually expected from Creed's Carmina, not from this one. And then the florals float in on the cloud of silk. What I smell here is tuberose. And by the way, I have no idea what the official note composition of this perfume is, because as I'm filming it, the official composition and the pyramid have not been released yet. So I'm relying on my nose. What I smell here is tuberose. It's greenish, it's buttery, it's not as sweet as in some other tuberose heavy perfumes. So here it's really well blended into composition. And if at this point you're thinking, okay, so fresh fruity beginning, but then it's a floral, no, it's not. For me, the real stars of this composition, it's not the floral part, it's not the fresh fruity part, it's the base. And in the base, what I smell is a leather accord. I smell deep, intense woods, maybe even some oud, and I definitely smell saffron. Saffron is what brings this composition together. You feel it from the very beginning up until the dry down in the base notes. It connects the fruity, light, fresh top part of the perfume to the floral heart, and it then brings them down to the deep, intense, woody base. Saffron brings a certain metallic coolness to the composition, and also a woody type of scratchiness, which is actually very seductive. This perfume has nothing animalic about it, but this scratchiness of saffron gives it a sensuality that is very adult, I think, in its nature. And in the base, we have dark, deep, really seductive wood. I don't know if it's real oud that's used here or some kind of oud substitute, but there is definitely something woody about this composition without the animalic parts, so nothing animalic or medicinal about it. And definitely a leather accord. For me, it feels like a dark, sensual, vegetal suede. So a lot of deep base notes that give this composition substance and sensuality. Part 3. What does Queen of Silk actually smell like? We've talked about individual notes, but listing individual notes doesn't really give you any idea of what the whole thing smells like. So I'm going to talk about the overall impression, who this perfume is for, and what it reminds me of. Queen of Silk is complex, just like a royal personality should be. It is not fresh fruity, it is not floral, it is not a leather or wood perfume. It's all those things working together at the same time. The complexity of it shows, because when I've shown this bottle to a couple of people, nobody could pick apart any individual notes. Everybody was kind of guessing, oh, maybe it is iris, and maybe it is something fruity, maybe it is cherry, oh, maybe saffron. Now that you're saying, yeah, saffron is definitely in there. So this guessing game showed me that it is well blended, there is nothing that sticks out, there is no dominant note here. It's really a composition in the best sense of the word. Smelling this, I'd say it's a fruity floral chypre. It's not a very youthful fragrance because youthfulness requires something airy and flowy and dewy and fresh about it. This is not about Queen of Silk. Queen of Silk has some serious substantial business going on with woods and ouds and saffron and leather at the base. So this is adult, serious, mature, but very, very sexy. Femme fatale kind of sexy. Although the name implies femininity with the word queen in it, I think the scent itself is not gender specific. There is something in it for everybody. There is the fruity floral part, there are the woods and the leather and the patchouli and saffron, so everybody can find something to like in here. I think it has a powerful vibe, so it's like a power scent. You know, when you wear this, you are not hiding, you are out there, you are presenting yourself to the world, and you are aware that people are going to turn heads and look at you and admire you. So it's not a perfume for the days when you want to disappear. It's a perfume for people and days and moods when you want to stand out and be sexy and own it. Based on the description and the color of the bottle and the name, I expected this to smell differently. I expected this to be a classic powdery iris, a little bit boring, nothing special. It is the opposite. It has a lot of going on. It's complex. It's not makeup-y or lipsticky. It's not even particularly feminine, if you ask me. This is a power scent in the best possible way. And actually, it is more Carmina than Carmina itself. When I first read the description of Carmina that came out last year, I thought it would smell something like this. And Carmina, for me at least, turned out to be a rather soft, rosy scent. Carmina is kind of boring compared to this. This is better. But the silk reference for me is a fail. I feel no silk connection to it at all. For me, it's more leathers than silk. If I would be naming it, I'd be calling it Queen of Saffron Leather. That would be my name. Another perfume that I can think of that's comparable to this in its vibe is Angel by Mugler, the original Angel. But again, this is not as sweet. So this is actually not a sweet perfume by any means. Focus here is on the sort of earthy, rooty saffron part of it, not on the sweet fruit and the tonka bean. If you like Baccarat Rouge, but if you like it without sugar, if there is too much caramel and burnt sugar in Baccarat Rouge, check this out. This might be something for you because the base of this perfume and the typical Baccarat base share some similarities, at least saffron. That's definitely prominent in both of them. If you are looking for something that says, I am sexy, I am confident, I own my sexuality, I am a femme fatale, this is definitely for you. If you're looking for something that's very fresh and airy and dewy and kind of a skin scent, then please don't come close to it because it will scare you away. It has too much power. And in terms of longevity, it is really 7 to 8 hours on my skin is guaranteed. And after that, you know, it settles a little bit, but it's still present. Projection is also very good. When I wear it, people smell it. When I come close to them, like 2 steps between us, people start smelling it. So I think it's a very good perfume. I actually also got some compliments with it, which in Germany, where I'm located, is very rare because Germans don't give compliments on scent. This is considered something to be too personal in a way, something that you don't mention to other people. But this managed to elicit some compliments even from Germans. I think it says a lot. And this is my take on Queen of Silk from Creed. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Have you smelled it? Would you like to smell it? If you've tried it, do you feel the same way about it that I do or something completely different? Please leave a comment. I'll be very happy because it's my first YouTube video ever, and I'm grateful for you to have watched it till the end. Please subscribe and like, and I'll be posting more videos from now on. So I hope to see you again soon, and bye-bye. Sexy Femme Fatale scent. Check this out. If you're looking for Boss Baby, no, not Boss Baby.